So all behavior is a series of promoting pressures, reasons to do something, and inhibiting pressures, reasons not to do something. And they compete. And when the promoting pressures are stronger, then we do the thing. And when the inhibiting pressures are weaker, then we don't do the thing. What that implies is if we want to change behavior, we have two sets of options. We can either strengthen promoting pressures or we can weaken inhibiting pressures. We can make it easier to do things and easier to act on the desires that we have. So let's take M&Ms. Promoting pressures first, really quickly. Why do we eat M&Ms? Well, taste is the primary reason. We all know this. Mars knows this. This is why they have so many flavors. Branding certainly matters, right? They've spent millions and billions of dollars creating this brand. I think often about, the M&M store in New York City, which is in Times Square. If you go in, there are some M&Ms that you can eat, but most everything else is just about M&M themed stuff, right? It's people buying leather jackets with M&Ms on them or M&M plushies. Think about how amazing that is, right? It's a brand so strong that it has transcended the candy and is now just an American icon. It is the official candy of the White House, right? It has all of these interesting connotations that they've spent a lot of money in branding to create. So there's taste, there's brand, there's calories, right? When does M&M consumption peak? Well, it peaks mid-afternoon when people are hungriest. There is a very real caloric reason to eat M&Ms. There is also other kind of things like color. Right? No one would ever say, well, I'm eating M&Ms because of these colors. And that's important. When we talk about promoting or inhibiting pressures, they aren't things that people would always consciously articulate as behaviors or as pressures that were modifying their behaviors or reasons that they wanted to do something. And yet, they very powerfully are. We know that if I give you a bowl of one color of M&M, you'll actually consume fewer than if I gave you a sort of rainbow of M&Ms. Right? Now, I am betting that all of you out there on the other side of this camera, although I cannot see you sadly, are not sitting there eating M&Ms. But why not? We just talked about how they're delicious and colorful and well-branded and caloric and all these sorts of things. Because remember, there are these inhibiting pressures, right? Availability is a really good example. You're probably not sitting in front of a giant bowl of M&Ms. As a matter of fact, right, because this is happening during COVID, it's hard to go out and get new M&Ms. So if you're out of them, you may be stuck and your local store may be sold out, and availability becomes a very important pressure during this time. Toilet paper shortages are a good example. If you're not using toilet paper right now, it's not because you don't have a promoting pressure, right? You don't know that you want it, right? There's a lack of things. It's all about inhibiting pressures. It's all about availability. And there are other inhibiting pressures to M&Ms. Health, right? I don't know about you, but I'm getting heavier every day. I'm gaining my COVID-19. I think that health is a powerful inhibiting pressure towards candy and sort of other kinds of sweets. Brand, yeah, it's a promoting pressure in some circumstances, but an inhibiting pressure in others, right? I wouldn't say to you, oh, romantic dinner, filet mignon, red wine, and for dinner, for dessert, M&Ms, right? That's not an M&M moment, right? There are these inhibiting pressures that push down against it. Cost, very practical ones like that. M&Ms aren't free, right? I think about all of the conference t-shirts I have that would I have paid for? No, but because they were free, I have them in my closet and periodically wear them or not. But I have them because they were free, right? The removal of an inhibiting pressure can be very, very powerful. So in general, we change behavior by strengthening promoting pressures or removing inhibiting pressures if we want to have more of a behavior, or vice versa if we want less of a behavior.